Welcome back to ZNGP Today. During last Tuesday's Balaton Park private test, Ducati's test maestro Michele Pirro rode alongside Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia, gathering insights into both bike and circuit ahead of MotoGP's Hungarian debut. In his first public comments, Pirro praised the track updates while warning that its unusual layout demands extra care. As Toprak Razgatlıoğlu prepares to swap his BMW WorldSBK ride for a Pramac Yamaha MotoGP seat in 2026, BMW is reportedly offering him a head start, allowing the Turk to test the Yamaha MotoGP machine before the usual postseason Valencia test. It's a gesture that could prove invaluable as he adapts to the top class's tires and electronics. With Pramac Yamaha set to welcome Toprak Razgatlıoğlu for 2026, one of Jack Miller or Miguel Oliveira will lose their seat. While Oliveira holds a contract, rumors swirl that Miller's off-track value, particularly his commercial appeal to sponsors, could tip the scales in his favor. During Ducati's private test at Balaton Park, Márquez quietly posted a 1 foot 41.5 inches lap aboard the Panigale V4, revealed via onboard dash footage, and bagged the second fastest time of the day. While Pecco Bagnaia edged him with a 1 foot 41.468 inches, Marquez's pace still hints at how quickly the MotoGP bikes could carve the Hungarian layout, and how the WorldSBK lap record by Toprak Razgatlıoğlu might soon look vulnerable. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Pirro noted that after initial June tests, organizers resurfaced key sections, making the 4.38 km circuit suitable for both MotoGP and WorldSBK machines. "I think a lot of work has been done at Balaton to make it possible for MotoGP and superbikes to compete. Following tests last June, some improvements were made to the asphalt, and all our riders were very excited," Pirro's statement. With a mix of fast straights and technical chicanes, Balaton Park returns in top shape, and Ducati's riders can't wait to race its fresh surface. Both Marquez and Bagnaia spent around 70 laps on the Panigale V4, testing lines and setup before hopping onto the full-spec GP machine next month. They were happy because they had a good time on the Ducati. "I think they'll use more brake pads than tires on the MotoGP bikes." Their laughter belied the seriousness of the circuit's first sector, where turns 2 to 3 saw a major SBK crash. Pirro stressed these corners will be the primary danger zones. Pirro described Balaton as somewhat unusual, with long braking zones and multiple restarts linking the technical sections. "It's a unique track where we'll have to be especially careful, especially in the first section. But in the end, I think all the riders will rise to the task." MotoGP's broader power band and electronics mean GP riders may find more forgiveness than SBK stars, but only with proper setup. Aruba.its Alvaro Bautista speculated MotoGP bikes wouldn't shift into fifth, but Pirro shot that down. "That's not true. We just need different gear ratios, as we do at Misano. In MotoGP, there's more margin than in SBK. You'll see them shift into sixth, though they probably won't exceed 300 km per hour. With Ducati's 265 brake horsepower and adjustable ratios, Desmosetsai riders will tackle Balaton's 420m main straight with confidence." After Bagnaia shared a 1 minute and 41.468 seconds lap on the V4, just shy of the SBK record, rivalries emerged about cross-category benchmarks. It's meaningless talk. Amateur journalism. Many factors, track conditions, tires, temperature, affect times. Comparing to Toprak or Bagnaia is completely absurd. Pirro's blunt assessment reminds media and fans that context matters more than raw numbers when assessing unseen MotoGP machinery. Michele Pirro's first impressions at Balaton Park strike a perfect balance. He acknowledges the circuit's fresh grip and promise while underscoring its potential pitfalls. With Ducati's factory riders now fully briefed, The real test arrives in August, when the roar of GP engines replaces the test bike echoes, and the asphalt secrets are laid bare under race conditions. Razgatlıoğlu, already a two-time WorldSBK champion, 2022, 2024, and 2025 points leader, will join MotoGP's grid as reigning champion. While his debut was expected at the Valencia postseason test, GP1 reports BMW is clearing his schedule sooner. By granting him early access to a Yamaha YZRM1, BMW acknowledges that Toprak won't be racing against them next year, so why not help him prepare? Under contract to BMW until December 2025, Razgatlıoğlu faces no contractual barriers. BMW's management sees little downside in accelerating his MotoGP acclimatization. This generous move recognizes that Razgatlıoğlu's success won't harm BMW's own WorldSBK campaign, and builds goodwill within the paddock. If Razgatlıoğlu tests in November, he'll arrive at Valencia already familiar with the M1's handling, Michelin's MotoGP tires, and Yamaha's electronics. That translates into crucial laps and setup data ahead of his full-season debut. Such practice laps are often worth weeks of development once racing begins in March. Pramac Yamaha's 2026 lineup isn't locked yet. Jack Miller and Miguel Oliveira currently occupy the seats, but both remain under contract review. Whoever partners Razgatlıoğlu will also benefit from any shared insights, but Toprak's unique early testing could give him an edge within the garage. Razgatlıoğlu's transition marks another high-profile WorldSBK to MotoGP switch, following Danilo Petrucci and others. With BMW's blessing, he may sidestep the usual rookie struggles, arriving at round 1 with a head full of data and a mind attuned to 1,000 cubic centimeters MotoGP demands. As Jerez's 2025 finale looms, the paddock will watch keenly. Will early testing translate to faster learning, and perhaps points, in his inaugural MotoGP season? BMW's unprecedented support for Toprak Razgatlıoğlu underscores a shifting mindset. In modern motorcycle racing, collaboration often trumps competition. By unlocking early MotoGP testing, BMW isn't just closing a career chapter, it's helping the sport's next star shine from day one. Pramac signed WorldSBK champion Razgatlıoğlu, creating a vacancy in its MotoGP ranks. Although Oliveira is under contract, whispers in the paddock suggest changes could still be on the table, leaving Miller's future up in the air. Miller's contract ends at the close of 2025. Despite Oliveira's deal, insiders say Yamaha may revisit that agreement in light of their broader factory and satellite objectives. Last weekend, Miller joined Yamaha's factory outfit at the Suzuka 8 Hours, finishing a solid second alongside Andrea Locatelli and Katsuyuki Nakasuga. Hosting huge strategic importance for Yamaha, that endurance result is said to have impressed HRC's commercial division. Yamaha values its Suzuka heritage highly. Miller's podium there showcased his versatility and alignment with the brand's global image, an asset that resonates with sponsors and executives alike. Speaking on Fox Sports Pit Talk, former MotoGP boss Jack Appleyard highlighted Miller's sponsor-friendly profile. Commercially, Jack Miller is now a monster rider. It fits with the brand. He's one of the most marketable riders on the grid. Having him and Fabio in the factory team works commercially for all sponsors, great social content and strong brand exposure. Appleyard's statement. Miller's engaging personality and broad fan appeal give Yamaha's partners strong storytelling opportunities across regions and platforms. Beyond his marketing strength, Miller brings rich MotoGP expertise, having raced for Ducati, Honda, KTM, and now Yamaha. His input has been pivotal in Pramac's development program, helping refine bike setups alongside Fabio Quartararo. Miller's best finishes this year, AP5 in America and P8 in Germany, underscore his on-track contributions. In the standings, he sits 15th, ahead of factory rider Alex Rins, demonstrating consistent value. Miller's Monster Energy branding dovetails perfectly with Yamaha's title sponsor, amplifying their partnership's synergy. Yamaha's global marketing teams prize athletes who can bridge racing performance with lifestyle branding, an area where Miller excels at trackside promotions and social media engagement. Appleyard predicts that conversations at Suzuka, where Miller just shone, will crystallize his MotoGP fate. Although Jack said he didn't have any answers in Czechia, I'm fairly sure there will be discussions at Suzuka, where his future will become clearer. Suzuka's high-profile backdrop could serve as the stage for Yamaha and Pramac to confirm Miller's 2026 role, leveraging his recent endurance success as the final deciding factor. Faced with a crucial seat shuffle, Yamaha may well choose commercial dynamism alongside technical acumen. Jack Miller's Suzuka podium, marketability, and veteran insight position him as the leading candidate to extend his MotoGP journey, ensuring both brand alignment and continued development momentum for the satellite team. Fans spotted Marquez's dash reading 141.5, confirmed in timing sheets as a 1 foot 41.500 inches. That put him just over 3/10 off Bagnaia's best, but comfortably ahead of Fermin Aldeguer, 1 foot 41.8 inches, Franco Morbidelli, 1 foot 41.9 inches, and Alex Marquez, 1 foot 41.9 inches. Fabio Di Giannantonio trailed by half a second. Marquez, Bagnaia, and the rest were riding Panigale V4S production machines, not the GP25S, making their times a loose but intriguing proxy for what the MotoGP prototypes might achieve. For the first time in 2025, Pecco Bagnaia outpaced his teammate in measured laps, posting a 1 foot 41.468 inches that gave him bragging rights at the new track. Bagnaia's edge underscores his continuing adaptation to Ducati's new bike, a trend that sees him close the gap to the season-leading Marquez. Razgatlıoğlu dominated the WorldSBK visit, sweeping all three races and setting a 1 foot 38.357 inches pole lap. His Friday practice best was 1 foot 39.743 inches, while Alvaro Bautista's Ducati run 1 foot 40.551 inches. Those superbike times, achieved on full-spec machines under race conditions, sit nearly 3 seconds quicker than the Ducati production laps, a gap MotoGP prototypes could shrink dramatically. Direct time comparisons across categories are fraught. Differences in tire compounds, fuel loads, electronic mapping, and track temperatures make any head-to-head speculative. The Panigale V4, while potent, lacks the downforce and raw power of the GP25, yet its benchmark still offers teams baseline data for gearing and braking zones. Razgatlıoğlu praised Balaton Park's heavy braking zones, but its preponderance of left-hand turns plays to Marquez's strengths. His historic prowess on left-handers could yield extra tenths once the GP bikes arrive. With MotoGP's debut set for August 22nd to 24th, and the paddock stopping in Austria next weekend, those left-only sequences may become Marquez's secret weapon. Marc Marquez's 1 foot 41.5 inches lap at Balaton Park, while secondary to Bagnaia's 1 foot 41.468 inches, still marks a rapid introduction to Hungary's newest track. With Toprak Razgatlıoğlu's 1 foot 38.357 inches SBK record in sight, the real fireworks await when the Desma set-aside GP25 take over later this month, promising a next-level battle for benchmarks at MotoGP's latest frontier. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!